This video is about percent bars using categorical data. So before we even do anything, let's look at our number routine. This is a box plot. Let's label the important stuff. Minimum, 15. Maximum, 55. Median, 25. Quartile 1, or the median of the lower half, is 20, while quartile 3, or the median of the upper half, is 40. So 25% of the numbers are between the minimum and quartile 1. 25% goes here, 25% goes here, and 25% goes here. Even though this one is really, it seems like it's spread out more than anything else, while this one is hardly spread out. They all contain the same amount of information. For example, or data. For example, if there were 100 songs, that means 25 songs go here, 25, 25, 25. If there were 8 songs, 2 songs go here, 2 go here, 2 go here, 2 go here, because 1/4 of the data goes in each quartile. So what percent, I'm going to use the highlighter here, what percent of the CDs are between 15 to 40. So 15 to 40 is right here. 75%. Is it skewed to the left, symmetrical, or skewed to the right? Well, if it's symmetrical, that means the left half will be pretty much looking like the right half. Not exactly, but pretty much. No, it's not symmetrical. Is it more to the left or more skewed more to the right? Just look at the tail right here. Do you notice how this tail is way longer than this tail? So it's skewed to the right. So you want to, I can highlight that. Skewed to, oh, we can't even see it. Skewed to the right. So let's review our previous lesson about circle graph in case you still are having problems with circle graph. If 90 students selected pepperoni pizza, how many total students were surveyed? We could use mental math. We could use proportion. I think I'm going to use proportion for this one. So let's see. It says pepperoni pizza, 30%. So 30. How do you write 30% in fraction form? 30 out of 100. So 30 out of every 100 students chose pepperoni. And if there are 90 students who chose pepperoni, what is the total? What is the scale factor from 30 to 90? Times 3 times 3, 300 total number of students. Another way to do it is for every 30%, there are 100 students. And how do you build 30? Oh, so 10% is 30 students. So we know 10% is 30 students. And then 100% times 10 is 300. That's another way to do it using mental math. So describe the shape of the distribution. So we see wool here and eggs here. Is it skewed to the left, approximately symmetrical, or skewed to the right? So let's do our first one. Highlighter. This one is right here. It's really, wool is skewed more to the right. While in eggs, this is way longer, so it's more skewed to the left. So here is a bar graph, so before we learn about categorical data, you got to know what mode is. Mode is the response that most people chose. So in here, these are our favorite sports. It's about tennis, volleyball, baseball, and football. As you can tell, 7 people, I'm going to write the number down. 7 people chose tennis, while 8 people chose volleyball, and 4 people chose baseball. But not overwhelmingly, but a lot of people chose football. So football is the mode. What percent of students chose tennis? Well, tennis was selected by 7 students. Out of how many is the question. So if you add up, that's 15. This is 13. So 15 plus 13 is 28. So we need to turn this to a percent. Can 28 go into 100? Not really, but can 28 go to 7? Yes. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. 25% of the student chose tennis. Did you know you could simplify 728 by dividing by 7, and that'd be 1/4? And a lot of you have memorized that 1/4 is 25%. All right, so for today's activity, you will need 5 colors. So go get 5 colors. I will use my 5 highlighters. So we're going to be surveying 20 students in our class and asking them, what is your favorite concession stand snack? So if you were at the movie theater and you had to purchase either popcorn, nachos, hot dogs, hamburgers, or candy, what would you choose as your concession stand snack? Um, so I will pretend and make up some numbers. So we'll say 5 people chose popcorn. We'll say 6 people chose nachos. We'll say 2 people chose hot dog. 2 people chose hamburger. And then 5 people chose candy. Which snack is a percent? So 5 out of 20 chose popcorn. How do you build 20 to 100 times 5? That's 25%. 6 out of 20 chose nachos. Times it by 5, that's 30%. 2 out of 20 times 5, 10%. And this is the same thing, 10%. And you know what? I'm going to erase this and I'm going to choose a different color because it did say I need 5 colors. So I need to be honest in my presentation here. So let's choose 5 right here. So 5 out of 20, 100% times 5 is 25%. So I chose black for popcorn, red for nachos, green for hot dog, blue will be hamburger, and purple will be candy. So which snack is the mode? Many are going to say, oh, it's tied. It's tied between popcorn and candy and hot dog and hamburger. No. What is mode? What's the definition of mode? Mode is the most response. The student who chose the most repeated. Which answer repeated the most? It nachos. It repeated the most because you heard like people voting in the class. You heard people say nachos, the nachos, the nachos, the nachos, nacho, nacho. So it repeated the most times. So what is mode again? Mode is the response that repeated the most number of times. So now that we have this, we are going to create something called a percent bar. As soon as I can go to the next slide. So create a percent bar to represent your data. So this is a percent bar it's almost like a circle graph. It is a circle graph. It's just a horizontal bar. So from 0 to 100%. So 25% of this bar will be for popcorn. So this is by 5%. So this percent popcorn, 25%. So let's look back at the previous one. 30% chose nacho. Will I go right here to 30%? No, because if I draw it from here to here, that's not really, it is at 30%, but it ranges from 25 to 30. That's only 5%. So 30%, maybe I should use a better word of 30% more chose. What was it again? Let's go back again. It was nachos. So 25 plus 30 more is 55. So all of this is nachos, which is 30%. 10% chose hot dog. So 10% more, so 5, 10 chose hot dog. And hamburger was 10%. And the last 25%, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, yep, was candy. So candy. And that is the percent bar. So now that we understand percent bar a little more, you're going to be given some tables. Can you match it to one of these percent bars? So for example, in this survey, they asked people, what's your favorite sport? It was football, basketball, soccer, and volleyball. So it's 48 people, 38 people, 32 people, 64 people, and 56 people. If I add them all up, I believe it adds up to 200. So what percent chose football? Where's football? 48 people out of 200 chose football. I need to turn it to a percent. And what is a percent again? Anything per 100 out of 100. So how do I break it down from 200 to 100? Divide by 2 or times it by a half, which is 24. So 24% chose football. So let's look at these percent bar. One of these shows 24%. Let's see. This is going by fives, 5, 10, 15, 20. No, I think, is it going by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I think it's going by, so there's 5 bars, 20%. I think it's going by fours. 4, 8, 12, 16. First of all, this is closer to 4, so this is not 24%. We can kind of skip that one. It's 5, 10, 15, 20. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, this is not. Well, this 5, 10, 15, 20. Nope. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So is D. That is the correct one. D. All right, next one. Total number of songs. If I added all these songs up together, I believe it adds up to 300. Sorry, I'm trying to save time here. What percent chose pop? Pop was selected by 60 out of 300 people. Sorry, 60 out of 300 songs are pop music. It says what percent is it? So I need to turn this to a percent. Many ways to get to percent. You could divide both sides by 3, or you can go up and down relationship, divide by 5. I'm going to do up and down relationship. So that's 20, 100, or 20%. So let's go and see which one. So 20% is pop. No. Oh, it's either B or C. So because it's a tie, we're going to have to look at the next category, which is hip hop. 75 of the 300 songs are hip hop. So how do you turn 300 to 100? Divide by 3, or times it by a third. So it's 25%. Chose hip hop. So let's go back and look at this. 25%. So this is going by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So it must be B. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to 5. Nope. So it must be B. Next one. This is about ideal vacation destination. What do you want to do for your vacation? If you added all of those up, the total number of response was, sorry, now I'm going to cheat here. It is 60. So let me write 60 here. What percent chose beach? 12 people said beaches are the ideal vacation spot out of 60. So what percent is that? Can 60 go in 100? Yeah, but not easily. Let's do an up and down relationship. Can 60 go to 12? Yes, divide by 5. Divide by 5. So 20%. But earlier we saw there was a tie for 20%. It was with B and C. Well, I know the answer is C, but I want to make sure and confirm it really is C. What percent chose mountains? 25 out of 60. 100. Can 60 go in 100? Not really easily. Can 60 go into 21? Not easily. So we're going to have to simplify here. What can I divide 21 and 60 by? By 3. So it is 7/20th. Now, can 20 go in 100? Times 5, 3,500, or 35%. And that's why it is C, 35%. And our next one is, they ask people, what's your favorite soda? And here, I believe they asked 50 people. So what 18 out of 50 chose Sprite. What percent is that? Times 2 relationship, 3,600 or 36%. And we look at our survey, and this is a little less than 40, so it is A. So hopefully you understand a little more. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be given tables, or you're going to be given percent bars such as these. Can you match it with the table using your knowledge of percents?